Yep. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we learned about few operators, how to use JavaScript operators. We learned one is what are arithmetic operators, how to use these. One simple example we learned. So we can see other operators. One is arithmetic, another one is comparison. Comparison operators, yesterday we learned what is difference between equal, double equal, triple equal, like, right? So arithmetic operators, what is new in arithmetic operators? All arithmetic operators are same. So what is new in arithmetic operators? We discussed about double asterisk, that is new. What it is used for power, right? To calculate the power value, you can use this. Next, after this comparison, we discuss a difference between double equal and triple equal. What is difference? Double equal can compare any type, but triple equal can compare only same type. That means if you are comparing a different type of value also, double equal will work. But we don't want to compare different types, same type comparison. Then we have to use triple equal. These are comparison operators. So arithmetic comparison. Next important. So we have today we will see other. We have logical operators. Logical operators are nothing but logical operators will return Boolean. They also return Boolean. Comparison operators return Boolean. Arithmetic operators will return. Arithmetic operators will return number. But in some interviews, you will see questions like this. So means when you work with arithmetic operators, so you will see question like this. So string plus string, what will be the result? It will return a string. So the result will be string concatenation. So string with a number. What will be the result? It is also a string. It is also a string. So suppose a string with Boolean, that is also a string. So anything with a string is a concatenation. That means it will return only a string. Suppose we have a number with number plus number. Number plus number, Boolean. Sorry, number plus number is number. We have number plus Boolean. What will it return? It will also return number. It will also return a number. That means, for example, suppose you define true 1 plus true. It will be 2. Right? So that is because you learned already that Boolean is numeric. Right? So here we defined suppose number plus, already we say string. Number plus string is a string. Right? So suppose we say Boolean. Boolean plus Boolean, what it will be? This also I told you. Boolean plus Boolean is a number. That means you say true plus true is equal to 2, right? That is Boolean. So Boolean plus Boolean is a number. So addition have these all consequences. For example, suppose I am giving a string minus string. What is it? String minus string. What is the meaning of minus? Subtraction. What is the meaning of subtraction? What is the meaning of subtraction? The meaning of subtraction is finding the difference value. Subtraction is used for finding difference value. Can you find the difference between two strings using minus? Is one string is equal to another string? Is there any difference between string? Can you do that with minus? No. Then it is not a number. It will return not a number. That means any mathematical operation is not possible on any specific value. Then it will return NaN, not a number. Suppose I say string multiply with string. What do you think? A string multiplication with string. Multiplication means product. It is not a number. So if I say string divided by string, then all are not a numbers. Because you can't do any multiplication, any division, or any subtraction with a string type, right? These kind of consequences are regularly asked in interviews. That means in a lot of MCQs in MNC level interviews, they ask these kind of syntaxes they will give. They will give a small syntax and say, what is the result? Is it true or not? So for that, you need to know all the consequences. So remember one simple thing. Only addition is possible with string that works as concatenation. And any other mathematical operation is not possible on string. So that is returned as not a number. Not a number. Only one mathematical operation is possible. That is addition. Addition will work as concatenation. Concatenation, right? That is the basic how we can handle this operator. This consequence you need to know. Okay. Next, after comparison operators, another we have logical operators. So logical operators, we have double ampersand. This refers to logical AND. Double pipe, this refers to logical OR. Exclamation, this refers to NOT. That means what is, so we have condition 1 and the double ampersand, so we have condition 2. You can add any number of conditions like this. What it is going to return? It returns true if all conditions true. Right? So it returns false. It will return false. False if any one, if any one condition is false. Right? So that is conditions. So suppose we are defining condition 1, or so we are defining condition 2. Condition 2. Then what should happen? So it should display. So it true if any one condition is true. If any one condition out of these two are true, it is true. And usually it is false. Generally it is false if any if all conditions are false. So that is OR, right? If you are adding multiple conditions, all conditions must match. If any condition 1 is true, then it is true. Then you can use like this. You have another option, that is not. Not is for negation. That means, for example, you are saying not true. Not true means it is returning what? False. If it is not false means it is returning what? Not false. That means it is returning true, right? So that generally we give negation. So not, that is what we have to do. So this is actually better you say not. Not. This is basically conditional operators, logical operators. So we will put in one example. For that example, we have to learn some conditions also. I will show you. Statements we will learn. By using that, we will see this, how to use these operators, right? So these are under which category? Logical operators. Next, in the operators, we have assignment operators. Assignment operators, we have plus equal, minus equal, slash equal, asterisk equal. So modulus equal. This is actually, plus equal is nothing but add and assign. So this is subtract and assign. This is like divide and assign. And assign. So this is like multiply and assign. Multiply and assign. This is like modulus. Modulus means reminder and assign. These are actually assignment operators. Add, assign, subtract, assign, divide, assign, these. Let's see one example how they work. Means how to use this. One simple example we will see. So for example, first a basic point I will show you how to handle them. Let's see how we can manage. So in this, to use this assignment operator, just basic assignment operator, I will take a simple point. So here we will create one design. So in this design, we will put a button, move, and here we will put an image. Image source, so images, in that some image, some shoe.jpg. So width 100 and height 100. Now actually, this is one image. So we are having some image. Now I will keep this image under this. So div. Move again. It should move from there 50 pixel right. Means 50 pixel, it should move right. Right? Then how we can manage? So how we can handle that? So it's a simple point. So first we need to write on click. On click, that is move click. Now tell me the logic how to do. So I will write a script function move click. Let's see. First we have to access pick. Document.getElement by ID pick. So this pick dot style dot margin left. margin left, it should be 50 pixel. 50 pixel is the margin left. That is the margin left 50 pixel. So what happens? It should move again from there 50. Then actually here I am giving here plus equal 50. Plus equal 50. So here I am clicking move 50, again move. So it is not moving. That means add and assign I am trying here. But observe carefully here. This 50 pixels we need to add here. I will give a number like this. First we will store this 50 pixel number. Where so margin is how much number is 50. 50. Now what we are doing here, margin plus pixel. Now what happens when user clicks on that? So 50 pixel. Again click on that, it should increment by 50 again. That means 50 plus 50. Then how? I will into this margin, I will add plus equal. That means I am variable it is. So this is assigning. After that margin plus equal again 50. I'm just writing like this. Now what is the point? So I click move, it is not continuous, but it will work. Tell me the logic. What should I do? Margin plus plus, it will increment by 1. I want to increment by t. Already what is the value there? To that we need to add 50. Then how do we do that? Assignment operator means it will be plus equal only. It is not equal plus. Assignment plus equal. Add and assign. So how you manipulate this? Again, you are clicking that it should increment. Tell me what to do. So we are adding margin. So this is 50 pixel. That is the only one work it is doing. From there 50 pixel. That is the point I want. What we need to do. Just tell me one simple calculation first. How we can increment a value and add a new value out of the old value, it should add the new value, incrementing that. I will show here first one simple var x equal to 10. Okay. So now I will give var. So var some new x is equal to x plus 10. So that means this I am giving. Suppose what is the option here? Already whatever the X value is there, to that we are adding 10. Right, to our adding 10. That means new X will be how much? 20. That means suppose another one. So another var. So new X2 is equal to, so new X, I'm just giving logic, plus 10. It should increment again by 10. Then that is new value. How? This continuous should happen. No loops, nothing. We should not write any loop or anything. How do we do that? So here, where we are giving, so margin is equal to how much? 50. Okay, na? Now add one more 50 to that margin. Then margin add more 50 to that by keeping that 50 plus equal 50. Suppose I am giving like this, plus equal 50. Means what? Whatever already margin is there, to that it will add how much? 50 and assign into that margin. Understood? That means console.log, I am giving margin. Just I am printing in the log now. Now you see here what we are doing. So in the console, we are adding here. So this move button, 100. And again move button, again 100. Again move button, 100, 100, 100. It's not adding. Come on, these are simple logics actually. Tell me. See what is happening here. So in move click, you declared var margin is how much? 50. Again I use move click. Again it will be 50. Understood the point? You are incrementing correctly, no problem. But the point is, you click move, margin will be how much? 50. Again clicked. Again it will be 50 only. Because it is which scope variable? Which scope variable it is? Function scope variable. Function scope variable, what will happen? It will reset every time whenever the function called. Then how you can keep its value and use it again? That means we have to make this margin as what? Global variable. Understood? That means now when I make the global variable and I assign suppose 50. That means now when I click move, it is 100 and 100, 100. Now I made it global. Okay. After making global here, how much we will give? The value is equal to initially how much? 50. That means initially the value is 50. So now I click on move 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Understood? That means if I make this value as 0, 0, that initially it will be 50. Then it will be 100. It will be 150, 200, 250, 300. That means you have to see when I will give you some MCQs, means the multiple choice questions in companies, how they ask. You will see a lot of syntaxes. And in that syntax, majority of MNC level MCQs, scope based problems they will give. Scope based, that means where variable declared, where you are accessing, those issues they will give. Because they need to understand your logical skills. Are you perfectly able to know where it went wrong? That means where you declared, where you are accessing, how it is resetting the value, how it is incrementing the value. This all you need to think based on the scope also. If a function is executing, it will reset every time. So now I hope you can tell this how to set. What we have to do, document dot get element by ID. What is it? Pick dot what? Style dot what? Margin left is equal to margin plus what? Pixel I am giving. That means now you can see it is move and it is moving. It is moving continuously. That means whatever existing is there, from that it will set here. That means when you click on move, it is moving from that particular position by specified pixels. And very important, whatever value is assigned, this value will be stored in global. When you click on move again, to that value, this new value is added. If you declare that inside the function, what it will happen, it will reset it again. Then every time it is 0. And every time 0 plus 50 is 50, then it cannot move from its place. Right? That is the basic technique you need to implement. This is add and assign. Suppose I am giving 1. Then what happens? It is going to move only 1 pixel. Suppose I am giving here some 2. Then it is going to move only 2 pixel. Then I can give here multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. I click on move here. It should move now. You cannot do that. These conditions are important. Now when I click on this move, now it is multiplying and it is moving. Right? These all logics are important. That means you should know when it should be initialized as 0. Because many people feel confusion in this. They ask generally, sir, why sometimes you are using 0? Why sometimes you are initializing 1? Right? Why we initialize 0? Why we initialize 1? That depends on what calculation we are going to do. Right? For example, I am trying to access an array. Then array usually index number starts with 0. Then my initial value should be 0. If I put 1, what will happen? It is taking from the first one. So means second one. First one will be ignored. So why I use 1 here? Because mathematically you cannot multiply anything by 0. In that case, we cannot start with 0. We need to put it with 1. These are all technical things you need to understand. Now, if you want only add and assign, small quantity it will move. More quantity it should move. Multiply and assign. Multiply and assign. For example, now, suppose I am just using here another function. So that means a clear click. Okay. Now what should happen? I am giving another button. So button, so on click, clear click. I'm using clear click and I say clear. Now on that clear click, how to set it to normal again? That means just what we have to do, how to set it to normal again. So margin is equal to 1. And document get element by ID. So the pic dot style dot margin left is equal to margin plus what pixel. That means here what is happening? I click on move, it is moving to that particular locations. I click on clear, it will set normal. That means we can move to that particular position. Dynamically, you can control by using this technique. These are mostly used for with the assignment operators. What is the necessity? Keep the existing and add the new one. Keep the existing, add the new one. That is the concept. Okay, let's see some more here. This is okay. This is what assignment operators are. Assignment operators. If I want to bring back, subtract and assign. Add and assign, you are going forward. Going backward, subtract and assign. Just like yesterday you saw increment and decrement. We can do that. So here you see one more option now. So I will give you a simple task here. See, for example, we have a heading, some courses, or say some categories. Here I am writing. So an unordered list item. Input type is equal to checkbox. This I said electronics. Similarly, some categories I am giving. So electronics, some footwear, so like fashion. So kids fashion, something. So we have some women fashion, something. Jewelry, like this we are adding. Now what I want here is, means just a simple task for you here is button. So submit. Now what I want is on submit click, I want to get the name of this selected. And I want to display. Which one is selected? I want to get that. Which one is selected? I want to get that and display. In the paragraph, I want to show them. Now how? What is the logic for this? How you read all these checkboxes? So, and how we get the value of the checkboxes who's checked? So for example, see, all are checkboxes now. All are checkboxes. Now, what we will do is here, we will write a value. This is electronics. What is the value? You know, in HTML, if value is not defined for checkbox or radio, what value they submit? If value is not defined for radios or checkboxes, what value they submit? In HTML, if value is not defined for radios and checkbox, what value they submit? Radios and checkboxes in HTML, what they do is they submit a value called on. That is radios and checkbox nature. If you don't give value for checkbox or radios, they will submit on. Right? For example, I will show you. This is a general thing actually. So in HTML, you might have learned that. For example, we have a form. We have input type is equal to radio. Here male, right? And here input type is equal to radio. Here it is female. You know, both radios must have a name. Name is what? Gender. Same name must be there. Gender. And here we are using, suppose, button submit. And is there any value defined for them? No. If value is not defined for them, observe here, when I select male or female and submit, they submit on. Not only radio, checkboxes also do the same. For example, this is a checkbox. This is a checkbox. For checkboxes, it doesn't matter. Even you give the same name. So now what happens? I selected male, female and submit, gender on, gender on. So that is a very basic point that you will learn in HTML, that where radios and checkboxes by default submit on as value. That is the reason we need to keep. So we need to keep a reasonable value for them. We have to keep a reasonable value for them. Okay. Now what we have to do, we need to access all these checkboxes present in these categories. Now tell me how to access all these checkboxes. How to access all these checkboxes. Generally, to access all these checkboxes, usually I will show point. To access all checkboxes, JavaScript provides. JavaScript actually provides. So DOM methods. JavaScript provides DOM methods for accessing multiple elements. How to access HTML elements in JavaScript? You remembered I told you 4 things. What are those? You can access by DOM hierarchy. You can access by name. You can access by ID. You can access by query selector. We can access by query selector. Query selector can use all of them, right? Query selector can use all of them. So, but there are DOM methods which can access all elements, multiple. Actually, those methods are one element. You have document dot get elements by tag name. We have document dot get elements by name. We have document dot get elements by class name. So these are the methods which can access all elements which are having same name. So what is the result of this methods? What is the result of these methods? You see plural word na? That means it is returning array. All these methods return type is what? Array. They are going to return all. So now what happens here is we will give a name for this as category. Same name we are giving for all checkboxes. All checkboxes have same name, reference name is same, but value is different. Now on click, that is submit click. On submit click, we are writing. So function submit click. On submit click, we need to access category checkboxes. How to access all category checkboxes? Document dot get elements by name. Which name? Category. It will get all the elements. Okay, we will try to know how many are there. I will just, because it is an arena, I will put an alert categories checkboxes dot length. That means now when I click this submit button, it should get 4. So we are able to access all the categories which are having that name. Okay, now I will put here style as list unstyled. Style as list style as none. Okay, I'm just removing that symbol. Right. Now what should happen? I need to know which one is checked. I need to know which one is checked in those checkboxes. Only those values should come. Then what we have to do? We have to use for arena. So where checkbox, I'm using checkbox of what is it? Category checkboxes. So if checkbox dot which property? Checked. If it is checked, then its value should come and store. Then what I am doing? I am declaring a global variable where I am giving where category name. Category name is a string type. It is a string type. Now what should happen here? We have to get category name. Category name is equal to, we have to put the checkbox value. That means we are reading all checkboxes one by one. If that first checkbox is checked, that checkbox value should be stored as category name. That means we have to access checkbox dot what? Value. And we want to display this. This should display. Where to display the category name? So we will use document dot query selector paragraph inner HTML. We want to display the category name. Now you can see here, I am selecting electronics, kids, jewelry, and submit. Jewelry is coming. Now you know the technique. Why jewelry is coming? Last one is coming. That means what is happening? The previous values are removed. Without removing, how to add? Without removing the previous category names, how to add this new one? Here we have to use what? Plus equal. Now I selected electronics kids fashion. Then it will get electronic kids fashion. Now I am using plus equal with a BR, means with a line break, because it's string. That means now I selected electronics jewelry. It will get them. I am selecting footwear. Then it will get electronics footwear jewelry. Your wish. Whenever you are accessing that, you can clean up existing details and put new details. That means what we do? Document dot what? Query selector paragraph inner HTML. We keep it as empty. Now I electric jewelry. It should get them. I selected footwear. It will get that footwear. It should clean up because we are using plus equal now. Right? How do we clean up? Where do you clean up? Paragraph inner HTML, you are cleaning up. Where do I write this? Inside if condition. Huh? Understood the point now? We already done that if you remember. In previous examples, the drop down is loading the list again. What we done? We cleaned up and we added. Where to write this? Here, after adding, we should write here. So I am selecting this footwear. It's not there. Where should I write? Outside function, how you'll write? It should work on button click, na? So first point understood, these are displayed. Now, if already something is in paragraph, it should display by cleaning it again. Suppose I am not cleaning the paragraph. I am cleaning category name. Category name is equal to empty. It is on button click I am writing. Right? I am selecting here. So this one. I am selecting this one. Understood? That means what we are doing. So globally it is empty. But whenever you click inside the button click, that category name must be cleaned up and the new category names must be added. Right? What it is doing previously, the added category names, it is storing in a global. So when you click the button again, what will happen to that global? Again, the list will be added. Now what you have to do, you need to define the category name as empty, not paragraph. Because paragraph is just displaying these category names. Category name is the collection. That is where everything is there. That means now we are selecting electronics, selecting jewelry. You are selecting footwear, then footwear. So why it will come in that order? Because that is reading in that same order. But we are accessing, I am removing footwear, then jewelry. I'm removing electronics, then only jewelry. That means it can access and display only the details that you are selecting on submit. Right? It is fetching them and we are displaying only those. That is how we have to use add, assign, multiply, assign like logics. Add, assign, multiply, assign, subtract, assign, these kind of logics. For this is very important if you want to access multiple. That means you cannot use IDs. It will be very lengthy. So then how you can access all at a time? By using tag names, by using class names, by using names. You can access them. Now I will give a big challenge for you. You have to do that. What is the big challenge for you is we created shopper template now. So I will show this shopper template. We created this shopper template, right? This is the shopper template. Now here you are selecting which category you want. Electronics, jewelry. We implemented already. I want here you to design here. Where is it? Nav bar. In this nav bar. So class margin bottom, some 3. I want you to design a div. Class margin bottom 2. Okay. Label. is select categories. And here I want display a div, and I want here class form label, and in this I want an unordered list, class list as unstyled, and list item. Here I want to display those category names. I want to display the category names. That means here we have electronics, and same thing I want. Here input type is equal to checkbox. And here I want electronics, and here I want jewelry, and here I want some men's clothing, and here I want women's clothing. Like this. These are the categories we have now. Now, what is the point here? I hope you understood now. So I will use this label font weight as bold, and it is like this now. Now, do you know what you have to do? When user selects jewelry and women's, only those should come. Understood? Can you try that? Not easy. Again, you are saying okay. So you try. It's good if you can do it, because same logic you have to think, because you need to fetch from API this time. This data is which categories are matching. Those categories data you have to fetch from API and display. Right? Understood? That means you can put a button or you can write while changing. Actually, in previous example, what is the previous example? So in the previous example that we designed, which one? Operator. Yeah. In this previous example, what we are doing here, we are writing on submit click. So here, suppose we are writing, so instead of submit click, I given this one, right? Yeah. So instead of submit click, so category changed. That is the function. Now what we are doing, we are writing here on change. What is it? Category changed function. All have to use on change. Category change function should work. That means now what happens is, in this design, this time, instead of the button click, I click here, then you can see it is displaying while selecting. That means this time I am using on change. That means we are displaying on change. So you can write on submit click or you can write on change. This is no need of submit click here. We don't need submit button actually. That means here while selecting itself, which categories they are selecting, it will display. I want this technique to implement here. Understood? That means what should happen when user selects electronics, only electronics. When user selects women's, the women's and electronics. That's how we need to access. So I will tell you some tips here, because directly handling them without any help is a little difficult job for you. Right? I will give you some tip here. So this example also I am giving. This time I am using on change. I will show here. So let's do one simple logic for you. So I will add a page as a HTML. So filter. Okay. Suppose you have some products Suppose we are having some data. Let's put some data, script, function. First, we will put some data where products is equal to, here every product name, this name is TV, and category is electronics. And we have another name that is some Nike casuals, and the category name footwear. So the category, category is footwear. And we have another is some shirt. So category is fashion. Okay, now we have name, some watch. So its category is electronics. Category is what? Electronics. Okay, now tell me how to get only electronics and fashion products from this array. If you know this logic, then only you can design it, na? Then how you said we will do? You should have an answer for this, then only you can design it. Right? How do we manage this? How do we handle that? How do we handle that? We learned array filter method. Array methods we learned, na? What are array methods? To extract only those details you want. Find, filter. Find will return first occurrence. Filter will return all. Filter and find uses a condition, na? Right? Now see the condition here. So where result is equal to products dot filter. Filter uses a callback function. This will read every product. Okay. Now what it should return? It should return where product dot category is matching with what? Electronics, or you have to use now, or product dot category is matching with what? Fashion. That means electronics and fashion. Here if I say electronics and fashion, that means what happens? Now first it will check electronics, second it will check that footwear. It is not matching, then it will stop. It will stop. Why? Because you said and, na? And means there cannot be anything else other than these two. But there can be several others, but you have to ignore them. Then you should not use and, you should use what? Or. That means either category is electronics or category is fashion. Any of these two are matching, then get that and show the result. Now what we will do is, so we will write a for where item of what is it? Result. So document dot write item dot name. I am printing that product name. So which product is matching that particular condition? Then you can see this is going to print only the product that matches those conditions. That means TV, shirt, and watch. Because you are searching for, what is you are searching for? You are searching for electronics and fashion. Suppose I am searching for footwear and fashion. Footwear or fashion. Then you will see footwear or fashion means Nike casuals and shirt. Now you understood? This you have to implement. This you have to implement on this. So that means when user selects electronics and women's clothing, what should happen? electronics or women's. It should filter and it should display only those products. Can you try? Right? Try designing that. This logic also I will give you. Here we have to use which option? Filter. So in a fake store API, we have to access all products. That means you can try this on fake store. Suppose you see, suppose from fake store, I want to get and display only the products whose category is electronics and jewelry, something like that. Then see what we have to do. Fetch. Fetch from where? fakestoreapi.com/what? Products. It will return all products. So we will use then callback function response. So return response dot what? JSON. Response.json. After that, then we'll create a function. So we will get all the products. But what we will do is now we will use here. So products dot filter. Understood? On that filter, what we have to do? We can use a callback function. In this callback function, we can read every product and we can return the product. What is it? We can return the product whose category is matching with electronics or product.category is matching with what? Jewelry. Like this we have to write. It will return only those. We can use a map on this now. We learned map now. It will return array. Or you can store this in a variable. We can store this in a variable called what? Result. Understood? Now that result I need to print. That result we need to print. So what we do? So suppose we are writing again for var item of what? Result. Document.write item.title. That means it will print every product title which is matching that condition. This is just a sample prototype I showed you. This is not the original point. Just I explained you the scenario, how you can access the data and display. Now it is filtering what? It is filtering, these are the categories. I want to print like this. Suppose I want to print title and plus I want to print here item.category like this. That means I want to print the category name also. You can see these are jewelry categories. Am I right? And these are which categories? Electronics. I hope you got the idea now. Understood? That means now when user selects the checkboxes, we need to know which checkboxes selected, get their names and filter only the categories that matches those names. You can use a for also, but you have to use array methods. Generally what people do, instead of using filter, they can write like this. Instead of using filter, what they do? For var item of what? Item of what? Products. Here they write a if condition. If item dot what? Category is matching. No, you should not do like this. Because already you learned filter now. Already you know filter. Then you have to implement that filter and use it. Understood? You need to implement that filter and use. This is another context I am giving you, another example I am giving. I hope you are clear. These are all under which category? Just I showed you examples working with what? Assignment operators. logical operators, comparison operators, arithmetic operators, and assignment operators. Now your work is to implement that shopping example with this. If you can implement it with this is what you see in several websites. For example, you see several websites, what they do. We have Amazon. In the Amazon, I am searching for, suppose, mobiles. It will get mobiles, all the mobiles. And when it gets the mobiles, left side, they will give you the categories. Checkboxes only. That means what happens? You select Apple, you select Xiaomi, you select boat. Then what it will do? Only those product details it will display. That's what I asked you to try. Understand? That's what general thing we do. That means it should get and display only those which are matching with that particular condition. Later, if you know that, later we can add a lot of other filters also. How to manage, I will tell you. Means filters means put a slider, move the slider, price range, and based on that, it can filter and display the data. Right? First, I want you to solve this problem and come. Tomorrow, you have to submit this. Understand? Try that. Is it clear? Okay, this is enough. First, you have to try up to this. Then tomorrow, we will discuss about some other operators. We have special operators. Then we will go into statements and OOP concepts. Now, major concepts will be coming again. That we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay. First, by tomorrow, try to finish this exercise. If you have done, you post immediately into classroom. I will check. Okay, na? So if you have done, post there. Otherwise, you can show in the class tomorrow when the class starts. Right? Is it clear? You try to achieve this functionality. Then we can go into the next concept. Tomorrow we'll continue then. Okay.